Welcome! In this video, I'm gonna show you how to do this really chill, casual skeleton look. And, yeah. So let's start off 2016's This is Halloween. I would start off with something kind of simple and chill, very casual, very subtle to ease into the Halloween festivities. Literally everybody does a skull look, so obviously
I did a skull look too.
But really it's just a really good go-to
simple look for any last minute Halloween stuff, or just if you want to be very festive and be a corpse in your everyday life.
So yeah, I feel like a skeleton look is really versatile. You can mix it up and get a whole bunch of different looks from the same kind of base. You can take it to a zombie level and add
like greens and purples and like blood, I guess. Anything you want. Add some fake blood. You can add glitter. You can do it in full different color schemes. You can really take it in any direction that you want. It's just about giving you the general shapes and guidelines so it reads as a skeleton, and then beyond that, it's up to your imagination.
So yeah, if you want to see how I did this really chill skeleton skull look to get into the Halloween spirit, stay tuned. Alright, so I'm starting off with foundation already applied, and I'm just going to go ahead and grab this MAC shadow in Quarry. As far as I know, there's a bunch of dupes out there, so you could totally do that, and that's probably what I'm going to do when I have to buy a new one, because this one has a giant hole in it now. So I am just marking out the rough general shapes of this skull using a kind of flat brush, and I started off by pulling outwards from the corner of my mouth to get the guideline for where I want like the teeth to be, and now I'm just kind of carving out the yet again general rough shapes of this skull. So the cheekbone, the jawbone, the nose, and just like all the skull stuff. I'm not going for like complete anatomical correctness. Obviously this is a general simplified skull look. So yeah, just getting these general shapes. To do the eye socket, I literally just went around and kind of pressed where I could feel my eye socket rather than trying to freehand and figure out where to place it. This way I just got the basic shape of like my actual bone structure. Isn't that fun? So now I'm just filling in those rough shapes with that same shadow. This is a really simple look. It's really just an eyeshadow and later a highlighter. So you can get away with doing this pretty easily, and you can obviously do any color scheme that you want. Wow. So I am blending and doing the stuff and just filling in these shapes to really carve them out. And I'm kind of blending outwards, I guess, I don't know, filling in the cheekbone contour area more to mimic contouring, because this is a hint, a whisper, if you dare, of a skull rather than just a graphic, bold skull look. So I wanted to kind of keep the subtle nuances of the face, I guess, by having depth in the cheekbone, just to be like, look, my face is low-key snatched and I'm dead, get over it. I also added some extra depth in the outer corners of the eye by pressing and concentrating more of this shadow there. Just, you know, continue that depth, because I'm not fully dead, I'm decomposing. There's a difference. So now I'm taking a fluffy brush just to blend out all these edges so it's not, you know, too harsh, I guess. And this will also add dimension and help round out some of these features that we are carving into the face. I also was doing this while looking at some photos of some skulls, so there's that, you know, reference images, all that stuff. For the eye socket, I blended upwards towards the brow bone a little bit just to really diffuse that area, to make it look like the eye socket was kind of sinking in rather than just being fully sunken, I guess. So then to add some more dimension and details, I took a slightly smaller kind of fluffy brush and I am just adding some shading around these shapes that I already did, leaving a little bit of a gap just to add dimension, etc. I kind of furrowed my brow a little bit. I'm going around the jawbone. I hit up that cheekbone. I added some around the eye socket, and I'm just adding this dimension so it's not quite as flat, just to give it a little bit of extraness, I guess. And then I took a clean blending brush and blended everything out a little bit, just, you know, for blending purposes. I then added more depth to the eye just because, like, you know, you still want a little bit of a crease even when you're dead, I guess, sort of dimension. So now I'm going in with the LA Splash liquid lipstick in Ghoulish. How fitting, and it actually kind of straight up matches that shadow I've been using. You could probably just leave your lips bare if you wanted. It's all up to you and you know what you want to do with your life. So now I'm taking the NYX Illuminator in Ritualistic and I'm using kind of a big-ish eyeshadow brush. That way I could be more precise rather than a more highlighter brush, whatever. And I am hitting up the high points of this skull. It's kind of based both on like where I would want to highlight and also where the highlights are like on skulls. The reference images of skulls I was using, like what was lighter obviously was then highlighted. I also used a small brush to hit up this teeny little bit of a nose that I have left, and then I went between the like sockets and the little dimensional thingies I did, which is just gonna make everything pop more, and then it gives you this glisten, so you're a glowy skull. Like, what's better than being a highlighted skull? Is there anything better? I mean, that's what my skull is all the time. It's cool, it's fine. Totes. I cut most of this out because I was out of frame, because I'm really good at filming things. So really I'm just kind of roughly putting on teeth. I wasn't too precise about it. I didn't get too in depth. I was really just giving general shapes of skull teeth. So teeth, wow, that was really stupid me. So I was just kind of putting on some rough markers of where I want these teeth, blending them out, diffusing upwards, downwards, all over, just to give the kind of ridges of teeth rather than a kind of blocky teeth. Then using that same highlighter, I'm just going in on each of these teeth into the like high point of the tooth, which is going to make them pop a little bit more. It's going to make then the shadows that you put in seem more like a shadow. You're going to get the contrast. It's going to just make everything pop together. And yeah, that stuff. I also pulled some shadowing down the neck really quick, really rough, very whatever. I put a little bit of highlight, and then I sprayed my face with setting spray, threw on some mascara, and called it done.
It doesn't matter if you love him or capital H-I.
So I wanted to go for a kind of subtle skeleton look instead of just doing full-on like black face paint and stuff, because I've done that before. So I wanted to go for something more subtle, a little bit more blended,
and
keep it glowy. So just the casual glowing skull with like a bunch of highlighter on.
Is there any time when I don't put on a bunch of highlighter?
Also, this is like a really simple skeleton look, so yet again, great for any last minute situations because it's really just a few products.
I start off with foundation, but you can go ahead. Don't even use foundation. It's just this kind of plummy gray taupe eyeshadow and a highlighter, and you can really get away with just doing that, and
you can easily be a skull.
Simple.
Also, if you have eyebrows, I feel like they would probably look like really good if you like filled them in, and it would just be like a really fierce brow on a casual skeleton, and I think that would look really good.
I thought about adding a bunch of glitter to the look, but I figured since this is the first Halloween video of the year that I would keep it kind of simple and chill, and we will get into more and more as This Is Halloween continues, because it's always Halloween, so don't mind mind me, I'm just decaying.
Wow, it would have been so fitting if I used Urban Decay.
So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this casual look and look forward to the future Halloween videos coming at you very shortly. We come in peace. Subscribe for new videos every Monday. Also, social media grab in the description. Okay, bye. Okay, well, I gotta get back to the cemetery before they close, so, bye.